Well, hello there. Thank you for joining us. This is John Sluice. I'm coming to you with a topic here for specifically Michigan-based employers. And it's a topic surrounding the new paid sick leave law that's going into effect February 21st, 2025. To be honest, this is a topic that I was hoping not to have to even talk about or spend any time considering because of its ramifications, its deep-reaching ramifications for every employer out there. I'm going to repeat that. Every employer that has employees, this is going to impact you. I was quite frankly hoping that it was not going to go through just because of the cost and the ramifications that are going to be related to this. But as we sit here today, at the middle of December, it's still looking like it's going to go through. And so this is a topic that you need to be considering and thinking through. And it's not just a brief consideration. I mean, this has the potential for making sure you're talking to your employee attorney, maybe updating your policy handbook, and then understanding the cost in the budgetary consequence of what this is. And when I say this, what the paid sick leave law does is a couple items. One is it requires businesses to provide paid sick leave to all employees. So if you have less than 10 employees, then you have to pay up to 40 hours of sick time per year paid, and then allow for 32 additional hours of unpaid. If you have greater than 10 employees, then you have to pay paid sick time of up to 72 hours per year to your employees. And now here's the kicker, because many businesses are probably already including this for normal full-time employees as a benefit. You may not be, and if you're not, you need to be doing this. But for those that have already incorporated it into their normal policies, this also applies for part-time and maybe even seasonal employees. So if you're a construction company, a landscaping company, if you are a restaurant, hospitality, you name the industry, this is going to impact you and you need to be considering this. Now, I told you those hours there just a little while ago, so the 40 hours and the 72 hours. It's not like you have to give them all at once. You may, but you do have to start accruing them at minimum 1 hour per 30 hours worked. So that are going through those. And so there are significant implications there. So you have to have the system ready to be tracking that and to be able to provide that. You have to have the system for asking for that time off and for working through, because there are certain and very specific things that as an employer you can and can't do to ask for verification on when sick time can be taken or not and why they can be taken. I'm not going to dive into any of the details related to the legal side of this, the practical side of the implication, but just know that you need to be considering that. What I'm going to spend time considering on here is the tax ramifications of this. And so it's big, and you need to be thinking through these. So the tax ramifications is from a payroll system, you have to make sure that you're able to and have the ability to track the process for accumulating and accruing the sick time. And then that you have the budget for this. So if you've never provided these benefits before, this is a big increase on expenses for you. So I bring this to you now so that way hopefully you can incorporate it, and unfortunately, instead of doing maybe raises this year, you're going to be doing the availability for sick time because you want to make sure this, because if all of a sudden you have to pay 72 hours for your employees of paid time, that's just shy of 2 weeks of paid time off that are now going to be required of you to make sure that you're there. And so make sure from a budgetary point of view, you've got this considered in. There are tax credits available for certain paid time off. Now this is very specific within maternity leave and a few other things that are available for there, but there are tax credits also allowed. And so we should talk through those. If you have questions, we're definitely willing to talk through the specific tax credits that are there as you implement this. If you're our client, we're gonna be talking with you anyway on these in the coming months. But if you have questions, give us a call on those too. But clearly, as you think through this and you see this, it has big implications, and you should be thinking about it now. I'm hoping that you've been already considering this and are going to start rolling this out here shortly. If you haven't, you need to jump on this sooner than later, because again, it's February 21st, 2025, has to be in place and start accruing there. So Don't also be afraid to talk to your labor law attorney or your HR benefit specialist. We're here for you. We want to talk through these. We want to help you with these items and at least guide you where we feel comfortable guiding you within as it relates to the tax and payroll compliance. Thank you for joining us and look forward to talking to you soon.